going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's Monday. It's Monday, July 11th. It's slushy day at 7-Eleven, I guess. I didn't get a slushy today. My sister and my stepdad went over to go get a slushy today at 7-Eleven. And I didn't go. I was here working on the show. Hope you all had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. Pat and I, we ended up at the mall. That was unexpected and fun. And I got a sweet sweater from Nordstrom's. It was way bigger than I needed, but I like it anyways. It feels like a parachute, you know? Sometimes it's just nice to be wrapped up in a nice knit parachute. I'm not 2X. I don't usually wear a 2X size, but the sweater I got was 2X. And I'm digging it. It's too hot for me to wear right now. And yeah, it's too hot. It's getting too hot in California. Reminds me, check out wilddinosaur.com. Where are we at? Right here. wilddinosaur.com. Where you can get cool merch. This is one of mine. This is, what did I call this one? Calm. This is part of my emotions. Who's texting me? Pat's texting me. Pat, I'm on air right now. You can't be texting me. Who do you think you are? I'm just kidding. I sent him a photo a little bit ago. And he's just not replying. Whatever. Pat, I think we'll be here tomorrow. And we will do some music video commentary. Sorry, getting back to it. wilddinosaur.com. You can check out cool stuff like this. This is one of the baseball style tees. I love these. They fit me really well, so I tend to just buy these. Wear these. Cause yeah, I wear my own brand. And yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I do enjoy this Brit for again, there you go. It's calm. Oh, and you've seen this before. This is one of my tote bags that I happen to have on hand. This design is called Big Chief. The tote bags are super nice. Super thick and durable. And you have options and colors on the handles. There's yellow, red, and black, I believe. So anyways, check out wilddinosaur.com. That is the best way to support this channel, by buying some of my merch and supporting me that way. It helps me fund things, to grow this channel. Subscription services and gear and all kinds of stuff. Life stuff. Yeah, so wilddinosaur.com is the best way to help. Let's see. Right. Tomorrow, I think I said Pat will be here, unless something happens. I think Pat and I talked about Tuesday and Thursday this week of him being on, so you get twice the Pat. Sorry, I'll use this hand. I always forget the camera's right here. I'm looking at my computer monitor. I'm extra gassy today because I had Taco Bell. Sorry about that. Let's see. Yep, we got through the wild dinosaur stuff. Weekend talk. I hope you all had a good weekend. Like I said, Pat and I went to the mall, and then what was it? Yesterday, I played some guitar. It was nice. I plugged in. I'm afraid to move my camera too much because it's on one of these Rode arms, these microphone arms. But I just don't. I have stuff plugged into the camera, and so I can't really move it around too much. But got to play through my amp, which I guess I'll show you one of these days. It's it's a bigger version of one of these. As a little guy. But I use this one quite a bit. This is new. This one's relatively new, but I've had one of these in the past, and I used it with drum machines and stuff like that. But it's super nice, and it's got a little tuner there on the top. Let's see. There we go. Straighten it out. Straighten it out, John. Bend that wrist. There we go. Get that. So, music gear. We will talk about music gear one of these days. But I know people are, here for the movie talk and the TV talk and stuff like that. So I guess I'll just jump into my first thing. I have a little bit to talk about here in the front half, and then the second half will be my Stranger Things talk. So today there was a new trailer released for season 3 of HBO Max's animated Harley Quinn series, which comes out on July 28th. There we go. Got some graphic there for you. Oh, that's cutting my head off a little bit. I'll scoot over. I need to figure out better placement for graphics. Adjust some of the design here on Streamlabs, so I don't cut off people's faces. If there's a second person here, I wouldn't want to cut Pat off. And I also don't want to cut off the chat. No, there's nobody in the chat right now, which is totally fine. But in the future, I don't want the graphics going over the text, so I'll have to redesign some of this for better graphic placement. But season 3 trailer came out today, and it looks good. I don't have a ton to talk about narrative other than this show is just freaking great. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely adult animation. It's not meant for kids. Oh, Ryan's here. He's here, away from the keyboard though. No worries. Do your thing, dude. But yeah, if you haven't checked out the Harley Quinn series on HBO Max, it's a good one. It doesn't. One of the best things about it is the fact that it's not necessarily like, oh, well, Batman's here, so it has to be in continuity with this. It's a free for all. It's really good. And let me see. Let me get back to. I had the cast list open. So there's Haley Cuoco, does Harley Quinn. Lake Bell does Poison Ivy, and I think Barbara Kane. Alan Tudyk, the Joker, Clayface, he does a bunch of voices. Tony Hale, and then Jason Alexander's here, JB Smoove, Christopher Maloney is Commissioner Gordon. Oh God, it's so good. This show's so good. Like, Batman is Diedrich Bader. He's done the voice in a bunch of iterations of the animated Batman. But he's just kind of a douche. I mean, he kind of is in real life, but in this version of the show, and then Commissioner Gordon's just like this silly alcoholic fanboy for Batman. It's crazy. Oh, the supporting cast is crazy too. I'm just looking at this list that I have here. Let's see. I got Andrew Daly's Two-Face, Rachel Dratch does some voices. Giancarlo Esposito is in everything now, and I'm fine with that. He could play Jesus in a movie, and I'd watch the shit out of that. Tom Hollander, not Tom Holland, Tom Hollander. Let's see, Phil Lamar, who's just done voice work for forever. Alfred Molina does a voice in this. Vanessa Marshall, Jim Rash from Community, the Dean. He does the Riddler and a couple other voices. Will Sasso. I mean, when Wanda Sykes was the Queen of Fables. Oh, and Jacob Tremblay does the voice of Robin. It's crazy. This cast list is crazy. And then there's guest voices. You know, there's Frankie Muniz has popped up. Susie Eastman, Harvey Guillen. Harvey Guillen. I actually didn't know this. He did the voice of Moon Knight or Nightwing, not Moon Knight. That's different property altogether. And Harvey Guillen, I don't know if you know him, but he is Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows TV series, which is great. We'll talk about that at some point. James Gunn does a voice as himself. George Lopez, Howie Mandel, Rhea Perlman. Oh my gosh, there's just so many people that I didn't even realize. I'm just looking at some of this now. Jessica Walter, bless her heart. Jessica Walter, she passed away last year. She was, most people know her from Arrested Development, as Lucille Bluth, you know, the matriarch of the Bluth family. I know her best from, Dinosaurs. Y'all remember Dinosaurs? Back in the 90s, there was it? I don't think it might have been a Henson production. I don't remember. Live action dinosaur sitcom, I guess you will. Was that on ABC? I think it was on ABC. Yeah, and she was the mom. She did the voice of the mom. But Harley Quinn, season 3 is coming out at the end of the month. I'm really excited about it, and I know a bunch of other people are probably excited for it too. Pat isn't the biggest comic book guy, especially when it comes to, well, just comic book stuff. He watches, you know, some of the same media as I do. But he loved Harley Quinn. He was looking forward to this one a lot. So maybe we'll get to talk to him about it when he is here, either tomorrow or Thursday. So we'll get some more. We'll get some more from Pat about that later. But I'm really looking forward to this show. It's silly and goofy, but also I hesitate to use the word heart because that's used a lot these days. It's got a lot of heart to it. It's got a lot of actual topical things. You know, you start off with Harley Quinn, the character by herself, is really tied into the Joker character, and they do a lot in this series to kind of joke about that and seriously like distance herself from the Joker. That's, I think, season 1. For me, it's actually been a little bit since I watched those last 2 seasons. I might rewatch them before season 3 comes out just to catch up, or remind myself. But dude, this show, you ever wanted to see Kite Man in anything? This dude's almost a main character. Kite Man. Freaking Kite Man. Condiment King. Come on, let's go. Give me some of those weird characters. That's the best part of doing some of this new content these days. Is I think people want to see more weird stuff. I think Peacemaker did a really good job of well, the Suicide Squad, the second Suicide Squad was a good I guess they've been kind of doing it with random stuff, but seeing these like weird B characters, D-list characters popping up is really fun. And again, like Kite Man, come on, Kite Man is a character. He's a important character in the Harley Quinn show. So yeah, if you guys haven't watched it, check it out. Let me know what you think. And just let me know what you think. If you've seen it, let me know. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Come back, comment. Let me know what you think about Harley Quinn. It's pretty funny. All right. So I said I went to the mall this weekend and I played some guitar, and I also watched a movie that I had seen like one preview for and was like, you know what? This is definitely a Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon dumb movie. And that was this one. Ooh boy. The Princess. The Princess on Hulu. It's not very good. It's not terrible. I've seen worse movies, and those movies usually come from a bygone era, namely the 80s or the 90s. Look, this movie is not the worst. It's not the worst thing ever made, but is the lowest common denominator of the kind of movie it wants to be. It's it's about a princess who doesn't want to get married to this guy, and so the guy takes over the kingdom she lives in, and she has to escape. That's the whole premise of it. It's a dumb action movie, and it's enjoyable for if you're going into this being like, I don't care, I smoked too much today, or you're just looking for something. Yeah, throw it on. I don't necessarily recommend it beyond those parameters. It's not a good movie. I had laugh out loud moments when I was watching it, and they weren't supposed to be laugh out loud moments. And in the middle of watching it, I had the thought, oh, you know what? This reminds me of a less funny version of Your Highness. Like a way less funny version. It's Your Highness, the Natalie Portman, James Franco, and why am I forgetting his name? Danny McBride. That movie, maybe Pat and I should do a review on that one. The Princess is a less funny version of this. Cringy writing, cringy dialogue at times. And I mean, look, Joey King's not a bad actress, but it's always funny to me when, there's these... Acting's not easy. I've taken some acting classes. I have another acting class to do at some point through my certificate program. So I'm not trying to shit on acting or the work that actors put in. And there's some really good people that are there's some talented actors and actresses that especially, can pull off British accents or just accents in general. And it's just funny to me to see a movie with this actress Joey King, who is from the far, far, far away land of Simi Valley, California, just pulling off a mediocre British accent. It's definitely stay away from this one unless you're just looking for some dumb fun. Man, I really don't have a whole lot to say other than I don't want to say like, oh, they shouldn't be making these movies. Derpy Gaming, what's up? What's up, Daddy Dan? I was thinking about calling my chat Dad. What's up, Dad? If you're just getting here, I was talking about The Princess on Hulu. It's bad. It's not good. But I also want to say that it's not it's not like they shouldn't have made this movie, and I think um yes, I did watch Stranger Things. I'll be doing some Stranger Things talks after the commercial break. Um just finishing this up and then we'll get to a commercial. Um I I I I I think people should be appreciative of these movies, and in the world that we live in of more I even hate to say more inclusivity, because like women have been in movies, but they've been, I mean, let me try to phrase my statement here properly. If Steven Seagal can have a career doing the dumbest fucking action movies and dumbest shit, Steven Seagal, Arnold Schwarzenegger, if these guys can make just some of the dumbest stupid action movies, and make their whole careers based on that, then they should definitely be making movies like The Princess. Um, yeah, right. I was just saying, Joey King's from California. She's from Southern California. She's from Simi Valley, I believe. And yeah, it didn't work for me at all. It was really hard to watch. And I like Dominic Cooper a lot. I recently went through Preacher, which I know some people don't like. I actually really liked Preacher. He does the best that he can with the garbage dialogue that they gave to him. It was not good. Ooh, it's it's fun. I've done movie reviews on and off for like 5 years with my old channel. It used to be called Dino News, and now and then it was the Virtual Crate. Now it's basically this channel. Um, she's no princess. She's a decent baby. Like, yeah. She's good looking and she's talented. I do think she's talented. This movie is not good though. Yeah, and fun. There's relatively fun action, but there's just like moments where you're like, what is happening right now? Um, so I don't know if you're into like doing nothing on Saturday, and you're like, I've watched everything on Netflix already, and Warrior Nun season 2 isn't out yet. um, this might be a go for you. Which, by the way, Warrior Nun was I thought that was so awesome. And I think they're coming out with season 2 pretty soon. After a super extended break. So, oh man, sorry, just getting over this whole princess talk. But again, I don't like the movie, but I'm not hating on like, oh, it's a SJW or like feminist, whatever. Fuck off. If literally the entire 80s exist, movie franchises, then this movie should be able to exist too. Yeah, I just want everybody behind the scenes in this movie to work hard, make better art. That's what I would like. It's just better art. And this just wasn't. This just wasn't that. I totally went into it thinking it wasn't gonna be like the best movie ever, but I do stand by it's a non-funny version of Your Highness, the Danny McBride, James Franco, Natalie Portman vehicle from, oh God, when was that? 2010, maybe? I don't even remember. Oh, so, anyways, the princess. He was the princess. Oof. I have a hard time saying no to like really bad fantasy movies, and will watch almost all of them. I think that's actually one of the things Amazon Prime is really good at, is they have a collection of just like all the old like cult fantasy movies from the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. And Oh, man, there's some good trash there for sure. Let's see, Derpy Gaming. So Hulu was like, let's make a movie with Joey King since Kissing Booth is over. With let me make her princess. That's fierce sound. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, I'm I don't know much that she's been in. I just remember seeing, was it like a poster or something, or maybe it was like the DVD cover for, oh, was it Ramona Quimby? Was she Ramona Quimby? I think that's the only thing I know her from, if that's right. Um, but man, anyways, watch it if you want something to just fall asleep to. I don't know. I she was the daughter in White House Down. Oh, okay, okay. I actually never finished that one. There was all those White House action movies that were coming out for a minute there, and I think it was I think I had that what is it, Armageddon and Deep Impact, I think, came out around the same time, or there was Volcano and Dante's Peak came out around the same time. Oh, Die Hard. Okay, she was in it. My House Down too. Okay, okay. Yeah, a lot of those movies, for me particularly, got kind of swept under the rug. Just felt like they just came out and then were, onto another one real quick. So, but again, if like the Fast franchise can exist, so can this movie. Just saying. All right. Well, it's 5:30 already, almost 5:28 by my clock. And so I'm going to do a quick commercial break and I'll come back to my Stranger Things talk. I'll see you guys in a minute. Before you judge someone else, keep in mind, you're probably a piece of shit too.
I'm Richard from Richard's Pet Wedding Facilities, and I give these stickers away at every pet wedding. The kids love them too. This bag from, what's his name? Wild Dinosaur? Weren't they all wild? What an oxymoron. Anyways, I like to put my special things in this bag. Plus, I'm pretty sure this is my spirit animal.
Life gave me lemons, so I sold them for this sweet baseball tee. Dark John, dropping those hard life lessons. Hope you guys are enjoying those. The ones with me with short hair are over a year old now, and I made 30 of them because I'm an insane person. And so I'm going to just be keeping them in my commercial breaks. I actually have a bunch of stuff for my commercial breaks that I've made over the last couple of years that will be popping up here and there. So I hope you guys are enjoying them because it is a bit of my comedy side coming out. And it's a little bit of like narrative stuff for me to direct, which is always fun for me. Derpy Gaming. I'm referring to White House Down being Die Hard in the White House too because Olympics. Well, yeah. Yeah, Olympus, not Olympics. Yeah, I gotcha. Those were just all things that came out that I heard one of them was really good. Was it Olympus Has Fallen? Or what? One of them I heard was more superior to the other one. So. Maybe I'll give it a chance one of these days. I'm gonna delete this out of my script. There you go. I have a discussion coming up one of these days. I need to clear my mind and get into it a little bit more, but it's about the prospects of potential tank girl stuff. You thought both were good. Okay, maybe I'll watch it. Maybe next time I'm feeling something like The Princess, maybe I'll just watch The White House Down or Olympus Has Fallen on one of my Saturday afternoons or Sunday afternoons or whatever. But yeah, one of these days I'll be doing a talk about Tank Girl because I have some ideas. I have some ideas. We'll get into that one of these days. But for now, Stranger Things. I liked this poster. I was looking for logos to put up for graphics, and this poster for season 4 I thought was really cool. So let's see. Sorry, the graphic is covered up the chat a little bit, and I'm only seeing one. Let's see. It's very much Die Hard in the White House, but you'll enjoy them. Oh, okay. Why is this one not showing up in my chat on the other end? Anyways. Yeah. Stranger Things. So I really liked the first season of Stranger Things. And yeah, oh, don't you worry. Eddie. Eddie. The first season of Stranger Things I really liked. A friend of mine in the Sacramento area recommended it. Actually, he's in Chico. Kevin. A friend of mine named Kevin was talking it up, and so I decided to check it out. Really liked the first season. And I think my personal bias was at the time with the nostalgia stuff. Well, if it's going to hit these nostalgic points, then maybe it should hit, and this is totally, I know there were sequels done in the 80s for movies and things like that, but at the time, I had thought that just ending Stranger Things after season 1 would be a good place to end it. Just, of course, capitalism reigns supreme here, so people want money and want to keep going with stuff when it's working, which is unfortunate in the storytelling realm. I'm gonna move the graphics so we can see the chat. Legend live on forever for sure. That man totally fucking shred the shit out of that guitar solo. I have something to say about the guitar stuff. I'm trying to do my best to work my way there. So give me a second on that. But I didn't think they needed a season 2, and I watched season 2 and I didn't like season 2 pretty much at all. I mean, I'm sure there's some things about it, and she didn't even rewatch season 2 when I decided to go back. Maybe a rewatch on season 1 and 2 is in order now that I've seen it all. Oh, no. Don't worry. I'd keep the chat going for sure. I just, for my own headspace, I'm trying to get from one point to another, and that's not your fault at all. So keep up with the chat for sure. I just want to call everybody dad. I really want to call my chat dad. Is that okay? Are you guys okay with that? Sorry, you're good. My bad. It's okay, Dad. So season 1, I thought was really good, and then I just didn't really want to see much of a season 2, and then they did a season 2. I didn't like it, so I dropped off. I talked a little shit, not a whole lot. I try not to talk too much shit just because in storytelling, in film, TV, there's always so many reasons. Something can be not your cup of tea right off the bat, but I've rewatched things and I'm like, oh, that makes more sense now, or I like that better than I did originally, because we're all human. We're all allowed to change our opinions on things, which is why I like for example, Mars Volta ranking. That changed from, 10 years ago till now, slightly, but I reserve the right to change that opinion again in the future. I got a new album coming out soon, so maybe that'll be my favorite record, or my least favorite record, who knows. So after all of the hype from the first half of season 4, I decided to just say screw it and go into season 3. And I watched season 3, and I thought it wasn't bad. I thought it was better than season 2 from my memory, which is garbage, by the way. And there were some great things, actually. I really like the addition of Maya Hawke. I think she's great. Robin is a really fun character for this show. She's, quirky, I guess, which I think is an 80s way to say, like, maybe on the spectrum. I'm quirky. I don't know. She might not be. She has a little bit of she's anxious, it seems like, and she's nervous a lot, talks a lot. But she's funny, and I think she works really well. I think she was a great addition to the show, for sure. Season 4 was good, and then season 3 was good, and then I got into season 4, which got better and better and better. And then those last 2 episodes from the second half were, I think it was you, Derpy, that said something about I'm not ready for episode 9. Those words were echoing in my head when I was watching that episode. I thought it was great. The stuff that they do overall, that they really do bring Eleven's story back to season 1 for me. Her whole life being set up at, in the labs, basically, like living in the labs, and adding more to her story with the others that she lived with, and to start off the season with the like flashback of like her thinking she killed everybody, but the reveal of how it all actually played out was really good. I'm going to try to not spoil too much. I'll probably throw out some spoilers, so bear with me, and I'm sorry if you haven't watched it. But I do think people should should check it out if they haven't watched it. If you're into like horror thriller, and it's not even super duper scary, but it's awesome. The two sides of the same coin. The last 2 Thor movies and Stranger Things are like paintings you would see on the side of a metalhead's van in the 80s, like an airbrush fantasy. The Thor side would be the like lightning and the like badass, like, dude with the sword, or I don't know, probably it's the 80s, so they'd probably throw like a chick in bikini or something. And then the other side would be the like scary looking like death metal type shit. That's how I feel about these 2 sides of the same coin. So I'm gonna get into some characters that I really liked. These 2, I think, are some of the more interesting from the later seasons. The kids in the first season were, they're just like, oh, these kids are great, they're cute, they're funny, they've got their heads on their shoulders, it seems like, the actors at least. I always liked him, but I feel like Lucas particularly has way more to do now, and I do really like these 2 together. I think the fact they both need each other in important ways, and you see that throughout their character arcs. It gets, man, they're the like will they won't they at this point. I know there's other like what's up with Nancy, Jonathan, and Steve. I kind of don't care. I like the characters, all three of them individually, but I don't care about who's gonna hook up with Nancy. I care about these two more, and not like, oh, are they gonna hook up? I just like their relationship is way more full of heart. No, these two they remind me of relationships that I've been in, of one person trying to figure things out for themselves and the other person trying to figure out how they can help the other person, and love each other. Max, I think, is a definite standout from these from this last season. When she was introduced in season 2, I kind of didn't like either her or Billy much. I mean, Billy you're not supposed to like at all. He's just an asshole. But I think she has progressed in the story arc in thoughtful ways, and I'm excited to see where they go with these two. What I will say, that's a slight spoiler here, and it's not very specific or right on about what happens, but the ending of this season is their Empire Strikes Back ending. They've lost. They've lost in a certain regard, and there's a lot of pain these characters experience at the end, and it's important to see when the good guys or the heroes or whatever, it's important to see their struggles and loss, and that's this season. I mean, you get a form of loss through basically all of them. I mean, season 1 had justice for Barb, hashtag for months and months. It might still be going, but Max and Lucas, I think, are two of the strongest characters for me, and I really want to see more. I know 11 is kind of our main character, if you will. She's the she's the one that we all kind of she's a lead. Man, I am stumbling over words today. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. Derpy, I hope you're still here. I hope you didn't just take off because I said I'm trying to get my point across. No. I apologize if that's the way it came off. No. I'm just trying to get my thoughts straight. Sometimes I need a second. 11 and Will, not Will, Mike. 11 and Mike, this season, I thought are maybe some of the weakest elements for me. I know they were our focal points in season 1. Mike just kind of complains a bit, and I don't know. His character this season didn't do a whole lot for me. And 11, man, her character, it's definitely not an acting thing. Millie Bobby Brown is great. She's a great actress. I liked her in the first season, and bits and pieces throughout the whole series. Really, she's been pretty good. This season, I thought there was some really bad dialogue for her. And it's been like 3 years since season 1, right? In the show, I think the first season is it 83 or 84? So it's been like 2 or 3 years. I think 11 can maybe grow past some of her toddler like dialogue that she has. It just bothers me at this point. I get that she has been raised in an environment where she, maybe didn't develop in certain ways, but she has been around kids in public school for at least a year, at least in all of this, so I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe there's some justification for all of it, but yeah, she is not a bad actress, and the character still has a lot to do. But this last season, I think Mike and 11 were my least favorite. Now, as Derpy was talking about, Derpy Gaming, I really hope you're still here. This guy, Eddie Munson. This guy is the MVP of this season. Dude just gets kind of shit on by the whole town, mostly, and it doesn't really get. I'm talking justice for Barb, huh? Justice for Eddie, really? Where's my justice for Eddie folks at? This dude was a hero. This dude is not just a hero in the show. And this dude is a guitar hero. Some of you may not have seen the last 2 episodes of season 4, but there's a scene. They did the Kate Bush scene in the first half with Max, where she's listening to Kate Bush and floating around and stuff like that. There's another scene, it's kind of like that, musical scene, if you will. Music becomes a big part of the storyline for. It's like a bat shark repellent spray. Just music keeps demons away. And Eddie here, he is a guitar player. He's a metalhead. He's a Dungeons and Dragons master. And I saw something after I watched the show, and I looked it up to see if it was correct, and it is. This show, this season of Stranger Things, takes place in March of 1986. And during this scene, Eddie destroys Master of Puppets on guitar, and kind of rocks the fuck out, and does some vibrational damage, really. Now he just has this really awesome scene, and he plays Master of Puppets. Turns out Master of Puppets came out March 3rd of 1986. So that means not only is this guy a badass guitar player in his band, probably, and D&D master, but this dude here, Eddie, where's he at? Over here, right there. I gotta get used to pointing at things with the camera. Eddie shreds Master of Puppets. Now, Master of Puppets, like I said, came out March 3rd, 1986. And this film, this season takes place in March. So, without knowing exact dates, let's just, for the benefit of the doubt, say it's the end of March. This dude would have learned all of the tabs from Master of Puppets by ear all the guitar parts by ear in about 2 weeks, which isn't totally unheard of. But for people who don't play guitar, I will say to learn a song like that takes some real talent and a lot of time. He's throwing solos in there. He's throwing all of the riffs, changes and stuff like that. It's hell. Maybe I'm just a dumb, slow guitar player, and takes a long time to learn stuff. But I think it just plays into his character how badass Eddie is by learning to play Master of Puppets in. I'm trying to be reasonable here. Let's say the record came out March 3rd, and he probably maybe didn't buy it on day one or didn't get the tape. Yeah, tape. It would probably have been on cassette tape. Like he has the Judas Priest cassette tape later. When people are like, we're looking for music. And he's like, this is music. Sorry, it wasn't Judas Priest. It was Iron Maiden. Yes. Let's just say he didn't get that tape day one. Let's say he got it a couple of days later. You know, let's say the local record shop in Hawkins, Indiana, didn't get the record in until a couple days later, or for whatever reason they were sold out, or whatever. That gives him less time potentially. You know, just consumer level of like, when does the product actually hit shelves? When did he listen to it? When did he absorb it? When did he first think, oh, I'm going to learn the guitar parts for this? It was not a lot of time. So I just want to say justice for Eddie. He's a total badass. And the king of Hellfire. Definite standout for sure. The regular crew, Dustin. I've always loved Dustin. He's just a great character on the show in general. Joyce and Hopper. Oh man, I loved that. I loved that whole Russia side quest that they go on. I thought all of that was really well done. Winona Ryder, stealing coats and at retail stores and stealing our hearts in Stranger Things. I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. Ooh, I'll do that later. So let's see. I'll give some final thoughts here on Stranger Things. I, as a whole, really like the show. Even after spending a year or so, maybe a little more, not appreciative of certain parts of it and thinking that it really didn't need a second season, which is really dumb on my end. I do still think that there's a place for, one-off stories. I think we need to see more of that kind of stuff. As much as I love Star Wars and Marvel, I think interconnected universes can be problematic as well for storytelling. So really wanted that first season to just kind of stay, but we wouldn't have gotten this. We wouldn't have gotten Kate Bush running up that hill. We wouldn't have gotten Master Puppets. We wouldn't have been introduced to Eddie, or filled out Max's story, or given Lucas more to do. I mean, Lucas he's a good actor. I like that kid. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. I like him, and I want to see him in more stuff. And it's not like anyone was given the back seat in earlier seasons, but more people are given more to do in later seasons. And Lucas and Max, I ship hard. Max, nope, never mind. I was gonna try to give them a name. Lucas and Maxis, no. Luke Axe. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, What'd you guys think of this season of Stranger Things? I don't think we're getting another season until 2024, unfortunately, but I think it is the last season, which is good for me. I think stuff should end, and they've given themselves the leeway of being able to tell the story they want in a complete form, instead of just my dumbass opinion of you should have just done one season, idiots. Yeah, that's why I decided to go back to school. So Stranger Things season 4 is awesome. Ryan, I know, I think you're still listening. Just real quick, I wanted to say that, as we're all watching Kenobi, I think one of the things I wanted was longer episodes. Not, they didn't need more episodes, but maybe instead of 30, 35, maybe like 45 or 55-minute episodes. Each Stranger Things season 4 episode is over an hour long. They can take a while to get through, if you don't have a lot of time on your hands. I don't know exact episode time on each one, but they're all over an hour. Like, not just like, oh, it's 45 minutes with, commercial breaks that if it was on a network would have had. No, it's straight up. These are like hour and 8 or 9, 10-minute episodes. And then the last two, they split season 4 up. The last two episodes, episode 8 and 9, 8 is like an hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes. And episode 9 is like two and a half hours or 220, close to. But it was worth it. It was good. And, sometimes sitting through a long movie, can feel, you can feel the time, and I didn't feel that with any of the Stranger Things stuff. I was just ready for more, that's all. But anyways, that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I like Stranger Things again. I will watch season 5 whenever that comes out, and I'm sure Netflix as a company needs more content to hang their hat on, because I know Netflix has been having some issues over the last year or two or whatever. Yeah, including, people are talking about, all these people unsubscribed from Netflix. Yeah, well, Netflix also, just to remind everybody, canceled Russia, the entire country of Russia. So there was like 200,000 subscriptions from Russia that I think people weren't taking into account during all that. But anyways, I'll watch season 5 and be maybe interested in whatever else they might want to do. Dustin, the college years. Justice for Eddie, baby. Justice for Eddie. Well, thanks for joining me today. Again, before I go, check out wilddinosaur.com and get some sweet merch, t-shirt, baseball tee. We have men's and women's and unisex. I think the women's have like biker tees, like the tank top style, like biker tee, or tank, regular t-shirts. There's sweatshirts, there's sweaters. Yeah. Sorry, let me rephrase that. There are hoodies and sweatshirts. I don't have any knit stuff on there. Tote bags and socks and stickers and stuff like that too. I also have sticker packs that have 5 vinyl stickers that I'm selling for $8 a piece, plus shipping if I have to ship. So reach out, DM me. You can DM me through the Wild Dinosaur on Instagram, or my website has links to all my other stuff for my music, other social media that I have. Instagram's probably the best way though. You guys get to see all my other art that I post there too. And then the last thing is, I'm going to keep doing this. I don't care if people have a problem with this, but, if you do, you just don't have to watch the last 5 seconds of this show. But I do have a donation link for Planned Parenthood down in the description because it's super important these days to help fund. Really, I always say medical women's reproductive rights, which is absolutely true. But Planned Parenthood does a lot more. I've had a lot of great experiences with Planned Parenthood myself in the past, and I just hope we all can look at facts and say, you know, sometimes people need help, and we don't have a healthcare industry, so or an easily accessible one for a lot of people. So Planned Parenthood is a great place to help women, and really it's people, but they do focus on family and reproductive stuff. So if you wouldn't mind donating to Planned Parenthood, they definitely need the help more than ever. So yeah, Planned Parenthood down in the description. With that, I'm gonna say goodbye, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I need to talk to Pat again to see what time we're gonna go on tomorrow. If it's not 5, it's probably gonna be 6 or 6:30. So I apologize. I apologize in advance. But Pat will be here, and we'll be talking we'll be talking about one of the music videos we made. We'll do some commentary on that. We'll play it, and then we'll just chat and have a good time and laugh and make fun of each other. You know, for being bald, or the fact that we were mall rats this weekend was super fun. Anyways, peace out, Ryan. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Peace out, Derpy Gaming, and everybody else who might be watching live or later on. I hope you have a good rest of your Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow.